Welcome to my channel, The Cozy Homestead. Today is part 2 of making a diaper bag. I'm going to give you the measurements for the diaper bag. You are going to need some fabric for the outside of the bag and some fabric for the lining. And you'll also need some batting. For the front and the back panel on the outside of the bag, you're going to need two 15 by 18 inch pieces of fabric. You will also need to cut two 15 by 18 pieces of batting. And you're going to lay your batting down and then lay your fabric on top for the front panel. And with a disappearing marker, you're going to mark the pattern that you want to quilt it. I chose diamonds, but you can quilt it ever how you want to. Once you get it marked and you quilt the piece, you're going to get your back panel, lay your batting out on the table for it, and then place your fabric on top for the back panel and mark it with a disappearing marker like you did the top piece, and then quilt it. You will also need two pieces of fabric for the lining, measuring 15 by 18. The sides are 7 by 15, and you will need two pieces for the outside, and you will need two pieces of batting that measures 7 by 15. And you're also going to need two pieces of fabric that you chose for the lining, measuring 7 by 15. You're going to need one bottom piece measuring 7 by 18 of the fabric for the outer part of the bag, and one piece of batting measuring 7 by 18 inches. And you're going to need one piece for the lining measured 7 by 18. You'll need two straps, and if you make your own straps, you will need two 5-inch by 36-inch pieces of fabric. And I used 1 inch of batting, and I just folded my fabric over and sewed down both sides, and you can sew down the middle. If you have 1 inch cotton webbing, you can use that for your straps. But after you get all your patterns traced on your front and back panel and your side panels and your bottom panel, you need to quilt them. And then you will be ready to put your pieces together. First off, you're going to assemble the bottom to your front panel. So you're going to take your front panel and lay it face up on the table. And you're going to get your bottom panel and you're going to lay it pretty side down. So you're going to have it pretty side to pretty side. Your pretty side of your panel is going to be facing up, and the pretty side of your bottom is going to be facing down to the panel. It'll be pretty side to pretty side. And you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam, back stitch when you start and back stitch when you finish, all the way down. And that's connecting your bottom to your front panel. Then you're going to open that up, and you're going to lay your back panel on the opposite side, pretty side to pretty side, and you're going to sew down that side. And you will now have your bottom panel added to your front and back panel. Then you're going to put your side panels on, and you're going to put them on pretty side to pretty side. Matched up the short seams. You're going to place it just like that, pretty side to pretty side. And you're going to stitch right down that 1/4 of an inch. And once you get this side sewed on, you're going to turn it around and do the other side. So once you have both sides on and the bottom panel sewed on, all you're going to do is sew up the side seams, and this will form your bag. And you're going to have pretty side to pretty side when you're sewing up your side seams. After you get your side seams sewed together, you have the bag, outer bag part finished. There we go. That's how you want to fix it to sew your sides together. It'll be a 1/4 inch of seam, back stitch when you start and back stitch when you stop. Once you get your bag finished, you can take your Cricut and make you some iron-on for the bag. I already made one bag and put some iron-ons on it, and it was really cute. I'm making this one for a gift, so I'm going to do the same to it. I'm going to put the baby's name on it and some little baby iron-ons, and I'll make a video on that as well. And also you can put a Velcro closure on there, or you can leave it open, or you can make a button closure. It's just whatever you want. But these come together really cute. And also, when you get it done, you need to cut a piece of cardboard 7 inches by 18 inches. And what I did was I cut 2 pieces of cardboard and I wrapped duct tape around them, and then I took some material and sewed over that and made a hard bottom for it to set inside the bag so that your bag will set flat. I haven't got that made yet, but I did it on the first one, and I'm going to do it for this one as well. But after you get that done, you're going to start on your lining, and you're going to sew your lining together just like you put your bag together. You're not going to have any batting on it, but you're going to sew it together the same way that you sewed your outer bag together. These make cute baby gifts. You could give it to them just like that, or you can put the iron-ons on it, and you could even put some diapers in it, a bottle or baby oil or anything like that for a baby gift, and it would be super cute. Just about got it completed. I've got my dog in here. She's barking. And if you know how to put a zipper in, you could even put a zipper in the top of it if you would like. And I've even seen some that made a flap that just folded over for closure. But once you get it all sewed together, you want to push your corners out. And once you get that cardboard piece in the bottom of it with the material sewed over it, that's going to make your bottom stouter and it's going to set up better. So now you're ready to make your lining. And on this one, I chose to make 3 pockets for the inside of the bag. And I took a 8" by 18" piece of fabric and cut it on the fold. And then I cut some batting that was 8 by 18. And I opened up that material and put the batting on the inside of it. And then I sewed it down to the back panel. And after I got it sewed on there, I went around the sides and the bottom, and then whenever I got that done, I took my measuring block and I measured 6 inches and sewed a straight line from the top of the pocket to the bottom of the bag. And then I measured 6 more inches over and made another straight line from the top to the bottom, which formed my 3 pockets. And then you're going to sew it all together just like you did the outer bag, the sides on and the bottom on in the same manner. Okay, we've got the lining made. So you're going to turn, well, we're going to make the straps. Like I say, I just put a 1" strip of batting down on that 2" strip of fabric and folded the sides together, and I sewed down each side. And you can sew down the middle too if you want, or just both sides to make your straps. And once you get your straps made, you want to take your outer part of your bag and turn it inside out. These are more like shoulder straps, but you can make shorter straps, I guess, if you wanted, but it all depends on how you want it. Okay, going to turn your outer bag inside out, and you're going to place the lining bag right side out, and you're going to put that down inside your outer bag. You're going to match up your side seams. You're going to pin your straps in place, and you're going to sew all the way around the edge 1/4 inch seam, and you're going to go back and forth over your straps where they're set at a few times to make sure that you get them in good. And you're going to leave about a 1.5 to 2 inch opening so that you can turn your bag right side out. Then you're going to push your lining down in the bag, and you're going to have to sew up that opening, but you're going to be top stitching around the top of the bag. So once you get the opening you left fixed to sew, I usually press mine and then clip it. You're going to top stitch around the whole bag. Close to the edge, and I once again, where the straps were, I went back and forth over it a time or two. But once you get it top stitched, you're going to be finished with this part of the bag, and all you will like is if you want to put the iron-ons on there. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can add some. And then you will need to put your closure on there if you want to be able to close the bag. Like, you can put a Velcro closure on it, you can put a button closure on it, just however you want to close it. And like I said, I'm going to do the Velcro closure on this bag, but I did not include that in this video. And you want to be sure and clip all your threads.